Let's look at the conditions for indefinite pronouns. There are a few indefinite pronouns such as these that can be either singular or plural. Apart from these, there is a set, right? There is a set of pronouns, that indefinite pronouns that are only singular or only plural. Singular such as another, each, either, much, neither, one, other, right? Or anybody, anyone, anything, everybody, everyone, everything, nobody, no one, nothing, somebody, someone, and something. These are all your singular indefinite pronouns. They are standard. Your standard plural pronouns are both, few, many, others, and several. These are your indefinite plural pronouns, right? So these are called your always plural indefinite pronouns, and the set that I just read out are your always singular indefinite pronouns. I'll again repeat the always singular plural pronouns after I talk about this slide. So in such cases, when you have such indefinite pronouns that are either singular or plural, you have to look at the statement's prepositional phrase. But when you have, this is another statement, but when you have your indefinite pronouns that are always singular or always plural, for such pronouns you have to ignore the prepositional phrase. So for example, everybody has a heart. Everybody is your singular. It is always singular. Hence, the verb is also in singular, has. You're saying both have driver's license. Both is your always plural indefinite pronoun. Since the verb is also in plural, have. All of the cake has been eaten. Here, all of the cake means the entire cake, the whole one big piece has been eaten. So it's singular, has. All of the cookies. Cookies are many in number. Hence, it is plural. All of the cookies have been eaten. So these are your indefinite pronouns that are always in their plural form. Both, few, many, others, and several. I will again repeat the indefinite pronouns that are always singular, like another, each, either. If either is there, that means neither is also an indefinite pronoun that is always singular. Much, one, other. Apart from these, there are few more. Anybody, anyone, right? Anybody, anyone, or anything. Again, the same thing applies. Everybody, everyone, everything. Nobody, no one, nothing. Somebody, if nobody is there, that means somebody is also, right? So somebody, someone, or something. So these are all your indefinite pronouns that are always singular. So if you remember them, it will be very easy to understand if the verb should be in its singular form or if it should be in its plural form. Let's look at collective nouns. Collective nouns means it's a group. It's a name given to one group, right? Hence it appears to be a singular noun. But and that means this whole thing is acting as one group. But sometimes you can talk about the collective noun involving its members. In such cases, that means those members are acting as individuals. Hence, you need to understand how it is being acted upon to decide the correct matching verb. So, when you say the cast is celebrating the success of the play with a party after the performance, you are talking about the entire cast. The people who've acted in the movie or in the theater play, etc. So here the collective noun is as a whole together. So hence it is a singular, isn't it? It is in its singular form and the verb is also in singular. But when you say the cast have been practicing their lines, right? Have, there. You're trying to say that each and every member of that group, the cast, they're all practicing their lines. Hence, this means you're talking about members. Hence, it is in its plural form. For nouns that end with S, always remember that there are some nouns that end with S. Even though they end with S, they are considered singular. Words like mathematics, civics, measles, news, physics, acoustics, mums, molasses, these are all considered to be singular nouns. Hence, you will say, mathematics is my favorite class in school. The mumps is a very painful illness. Again, in the same way, there are nouns that have S but are considered plural. In such cases, those nouns will take plural verbs, right? Scissors, pants, trousers, shorts. These are such examples. So, how will the sentence go? These scissors are mine. Josh's pants are getting too short. For titles of works, sometimes the title of a work of either a literature or art or music, it appears to be plural. If it's only a singular work, it needs to be paired with a singular verb. So for example, The True Confessions of Charlotte Doyle, that is one single book. So you're saying The True Confessions of Charlotte Doyle is one of my favorite books. Parallel Journeys tells the story of a boy during World War II. It is talking about it in third person. You're saying Parallel Journeys, it's that book, right? It tells the story of a boy and a girl during World War II. When you're talking about measures and amounts, so when those are considered, you have to understand if you're talking about a number of individual measurements or if you're talking about one amount. Let's look at a few examples for singular case. 25 rupees is the cost of that pen. This is entirely one certain amount, right? Hence the verb is in singular form. 2 hours is needed to complete this project. So this again you have, that's the entire amount that is lasting for 2 hours. Hence singular. 2/3 of the cake has been finished. So you're saying 2/3 of the cake has been finished. That is one quantity together, right? 2/3 of the entire cake. So that becomes a singular, that will have a singular verb. Let's look at a few plural examples. Dollars are accepted in most Israeli store. It means any denomination of dollars, right? Hence you're saying dollars are accepted in most Israeli store. 2 hours were spent cleaning the garage on Saturday and Sunday. So you're spending 2 hours on each day. Hence plural. And you're saying were. Two-thirds of the students plural, right? That means each individual member. Hence, the verb is in its plural form. Two-thirds of the students are on the field trip today. When you have words like each, right? We've just read that. We've just covered that in the one of the previous slides, that it always will imply singular verbs. Words like each, either, neither, another, anyone, anybody, anything, right? All these words will always have singular verbs. These are your singular words with singular verbs. Either is correct. Each of these hot dogs is juicy. So all of such words you will have singular verbs. When you have expressions such as with, together, he is going together with, or including, accompanied by, in addition to, or as well. These do not change the number of the subject. If the subject is singular, so is the verb. The president is the subject, accompanied by his wife, is traveling to India. All of the books, subject in plural form, including yours, are in that box. So when you have such words, such expressions, right, and the number subject's number is not changed, then the verb will also be singular. What does it mean? It means that even though you're saying that the president accompanied by his wife, that means it is the number of subjects are changing. There are two, right? But in that case, this is the actual subject in the sentence. That is it. It is in its singular form. Hence, it will not change. Such expressions, they do not change the number of the subject. It is treated as either singular or plural accordingly. Let's look at a few verbs that are challenging in their nature. For example, there are many words that cause confusion. The first pair, lie or lay. Lie is for a person. This is not you talking about something false, that lie. This is you lying down, right? This is that action, Lie, lie. This is for a person. You are lying down. So you say, I lie down on my bed when I am tired. Lay, to lay something else down. This is for a object. I lay down my backpack in the hallway when I get home. So let's look at the tenses for both these verbs. Lies, right? So the present tense is lie. Present participle is in its ing form, lying. Past lay, past participle lain. Lay, it's for the object. Present tense is the same. Present participle, you add the ing form. Past and past participle laid. Let's look at a few examples for each of the tense. I lie down on my bed when I am tired. I lay my backpack down in the hall. I am lying down on my bed right now. That's your present participle. I am laying my backpack down. See, it makes such a difference. Even if you by mistakenly use the transitive verb in place of the intransitive verb, right, it will change the meaning. Hence, it's very important for you to understand. This is the transitive verb. It is used in with reference to the object, and this one's the intransitive verb. This is the transitive. Always remember, in most of the cases, the transitive verb will have almost the same forms of verbs. Same form of the verb in its tenses, different tenses. Right? So you're saying, I laid down on my bed yesterday. Yesterday I laid my backpack down. You can't say I laid down. That is incorrect. Laid's for the object. In the past I have lain down on my bed. In the past I have laid my backpack down. For sit and set. Sit is for a person. You sit down, right? To sit yourself down. I sit down on my bed when I'm tired. Set is to place a object down somewhere else. You set something else down. I set down my backpack, right? So let's look at the different forms of tenses. For sit, sit, sitting, sat and sat. For set, it is set, setting, set and set again, right? If you look at it, the transitive verb, it's the same in past and past participle. Let's look at a few examples. I sit down on my bed when I'm tired. I set my backpack down in the hall. I am sitting down on my bed right now. I am setting my backpack down. I sat down on my bed yesterday. Yesterday I set my backpack down. In the past, I have sat down on my bed. Yesterday I set my backpack down. One last challenging verb again is between rise and raise. Rise is for a person or yourself, right? I rise from my bed when I am no longer tired. Raise is to raise something else, an object. Raise is to raise something else. It could be an object, it could be your hand, right? I always raise my hand in class, but you never use the term raise for a person. Rise is rise, rising, rose, risen. But for raise, the transitive verb, it is raise, raising, again raised, raised. Let's look at the examples. I rise in the morning when my alarm goes off. You don't say I raise in the morning. That's incorrect. You'd say I raise the window shade every morning. That's for the object. I am rising from my bed right now. I am raising the window shade now. I rose from my bed late yesterday. Yesterday I raised the window shade. That's the action. In the past, I have risen as early as 5. In the past, I have raised the window shade. So these are the differences between the challenging verbs for rise and raise. This concludes the topic subject-verb agreement. Always remember that if the subject is in its singular form, then the verb should also be in its singular form. And if the subject is in its plural form, the verb should also be in its plural form. But again, there are a few exceptions, and always remember the exceptions. Exception is that especially in such cases in present tense, right? If you're adding an s to a noun, it becomes the plural form, but you have to remove the S from the word, right? So when you remove the S from the word, you're using that in its plural form. Okay.